Hi, this is Mike from Apple Irrigation. We're the Valley Center pivot dealer over in Hastings, Minnesota. Today I want to talk a little bit about the differences between the Valley and the Reinke tower boxes. Let's take a look at the Valley tower box first. So on the Valley we've got a heavy galvanized steel control rod, a heavy galvanized base. We've got a contactor that's good for 10 million cycles. We've got a heavy steel bushing, heavy steel cam, stainless steel rod, and a really heavy return spring. Now, any tower box and electric machine kind of works the same way. We've got the tower box mounted on the tower, and we've got some type of a control rod that's going on to the next tower. When the tower ahead of it moves, it actuates a switch, turns on the contactor, which turns on the motor and makes the tower run just enough to get back in line with the tower ahead of it, and then it shuts off and the cycle repeats itself. Let's look a little bit about how that actually works. So on a Valley tower box, I want to show you the minute amount of movement it takes to make this tower box move. Okay, so here is the tower off. If you can hear that click, there is on, off, on, off, on, so on and so forth. So it takes a real small amount of movement to make the tower run. That's why it's really important that we have good heavy hardware to keep the so we don't have any slop, and to keep the tower running straight and in line. Let's take a look at the Reinke tower box. The Reinke is a plastic base. It uses an off-the-shelf contactor. This base actually flexes a little bit, which could cause, in my mind, some alignment issues. And then it uses these rods. They're set in like this with some springs. So these rods are sensing off of the tower ahead of it. One of the issues that we see with these rods is hailstorms always seem to knock these out. When a rod falls out, the tower box will go to the safety position and it won't allow the machine to run. We've also had issues with raccoons walking on the machine and knocking these rods out. They're just held in by this light amount of spring pressure, so it doesn't really take much to cause these rods to fall out. One of the, in my opinion, probably the worst design issues with the Reinke tower box is the fact that we have a plastic housing with a plastic cam on here. Let's take a look at this movement right there. You see that slop that's occurring? This tower box was taken off of a machine that only had about 3,000 hours on it. It was a 950 foot long machine, and the bowl that was happening was about 18 feet out of line, all because of that little bit of slop right there. Now, on a full circle machine, this slop really isn't a huge issue. We can adjust that out and we can get the machine to run straight, fairly straight for quite some time until that slop becomes really, really bad. But on a part circle machine, it's not so good. The machine can be adjusted so it'll run straight one way and it'll run with a bowl the other way. Now this makes a wider tire track, and it also causes stress on the pivot point to the point where we've actually seen these pull the pivot pads or pivot points right up. The other issue is getting the end guns to work accurately. If the machine's running with a bow and you don't have an egg sense on the machine, you're using the switches that are at the pivot point, it's really, really difficult to consistently get that end gun to turn on and and shut off where it's supposed to. That's about all I have today on the differences between the Valley and the Reinke tower box. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you have any concerns, I'd love to hear from you. And also, if you're looking for parts and service on any brand of irrigator, if you're in the western Wisconsin or southern Minnesota area, we'd be happy to help you out. Get in touch with us. Thanks for watching.